Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is a brief rebuttal to the movie Idiocracy. I think it came out in the late 90s. I should probably look it up. I'll put it in the description of the year and link to the information about the movie, but the idea is a satire. Okay, I'm going to start with, I understand it's comedy, it's a satire, it's not meant to be taken seriously. However, there are elements of it that are meant to be informative and enlightening and thought-provoking. It's a satire for the purpose of getting people to think about their behavior and their environment, mainly, and where we're headed as a society, if you ask me. But it's also meant to be very funny and whimsical, and I get that. Okay, so the opening scene of the movie itself, within the first few minutes, it tells you that it's a narrator-style intro with a description about humankind and their unfortunate situation that has arisen from the problems surrounding having no natural predators. And this is actually the reason given in the movie for mankind's apparent failure throughout the movie. It's a very brief message, and I just want to refute that. I believe that for the most part, humankind has obviously become dominant in most arenas. Humankind has been prosperous, and I do believe that the lack of natural predators can be connected to our prosperity, our mutual or collective prosperity, but not so much our failures, because the causes of those are not well understood. And I think at this point, many of the things they cover in that movie specifically can be traced to our economic system. And they don't so much mention that or draw a clear line between capitalism and its many pitfalls and the problems that they do actually go over in the movie. They don't make that connection strong enough, or really at all. They blame it on mankind just kind of outgrowing their environment, and that's not the problem. That's not the problem. And truth be told, Western civilization has its own unique set of problems, which are mostly the problems in the movie. There are places that don't have that kind of stuff going on. There's to make some concrete examples, there's the place called Singapore. They have a very low crime rate. It's clean. It's got a high quality of life index. I wouldn't want to live there because, for example, Singapore has a zero tolerance policy on crime of many, many kinds, with capital punishment, and it's extremely draconian, and they keep their peace and so-called lawfulness under threat of death, which is not the answer, if you ask me. It's kind of a lazy way to do it. But my point isn't that they're doing it right or wrong, just that there are places that are peaceful and prosperous and don't have all of the problems emerging, such as you see in the movie. So one last thing about our economic system. When you market everything, our biggest opportunity, if you ask me, is that we create everything and we see what sticks. We sell something, whatever, if it will be bought in the marketplace. If there is a consumer, if there's a demand for it, the supply rises to meet that demand every time, by definition, by the design of our system. So here's the problem. It is agnostic. It is without morals. It is without scruples. If something isn't specifically banned and it can be sold and there is any kind of demand for it, we sell it. Or we soon will. And here's your problem. This is your problem, because everything from education to medicine to legal services to everything you can imagine is on sale to anyone who has a dollar in their hand. Anything for a buck is our culture. And you want to tell me that doesn't affect our quality of life collectively? It does not add to our economic disparity? It does not create the situation you see in the movie where the less intelligent of people end up reproducing because life is so far out of balance? It doesn't take much to throw life out of balance, especially when something is magnified on a large scale. And really, in conclusion, the final point I want to make is that the foundation, the founding principles of any society define its path for moving forward. Not the implementation, not the details, but its philosophy. It's what it holds as important, the design of its foundation, and the final measurement of its success and its quality is how its least advantaged of people are surviving. Not the most advantaged, not the highest, most prosperous people, but the least prosperous people. That's your yardstick. And until we all kind of get with that program and, stop, selling evil stuff, for lack of because we can, and because people are expected to pay bills, so they have to, there's your problem. That's what's driving us down the drain, if you ask me. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to, because it's a big problem, right? Changing the economic system is insurmountably huge. Is it? Well, I can think of, at least 4 giant countries right now in the world who don't agree with our way of life. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, or that they've ever rolled it out successfully. I'm just saying that our way is not the only way. And there is a plan. There is a way that fits together and works properly. There has to be. And it's not this. So anyway, it bothers me when people dismiss things for the wrong reasons, especially when it's something really important. So if you agree or don't agree, either way, reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.